I retired from my social work career in August of 2002. And people say, what will you do in retirement? Well, I never practiced retirement before, so I didn't have a plan, but a plan found me. My work at Focus for Ethnic Women was at many levels. With ARI, I was a founding member, past president, committee member, and when she retired, I became the interim ED. So I spent a lot of years with Focus for Ethnic Women. And when I was looking what else would I do, I started a program at Focus for Ethnic Women at Ari's invitation, whereby women new to Canada were invited to come to neighborhood centers where they lived. I started 7 of those neighborhood groups, which continue to exist. The purpose was to find a place to belong, that newcomers lose their communities, and we Canadians need to find them a new community. We need to create a new community for them. The other thing that happened quite accidentally was Lucia Harrison, when she became ED at the Multicultural Center, invited me to facilitate a number of seminars for social work students. And I designed, and Lucy agreed, that it should be called How to Be Inclusive as a Social Work, Culturally Inclusive.
Jassy facilitates a 10-week inclusion series at our Center for MSW students, and she also provides off-site supervision to our BSW and MSW students on placement. Jassy provides the students with a lens, a way to deconstruct language, barriers, challenges. She shares with the students her own personal experiences, all with a lens toward inclusion. All the students who have been supervised by Jassy over the 10 years have been thrilled by the opportunity and impressed by her insights. I consider Jassy to be a pioneer who has built bridges between mainstream and community agencies, between mainstream communities and ethnic communities, between students and their educational institutions, and this was all on her quest towards inclusion. Jassy is an inspiration.
After a couple of years as a settlement worker, I became the executive director at the Multicultural Center and had the privilege of working with Theron Kramer, who was the federal government funder. Theron continued to be my mentor throughout my working life. My work with refugees made me aware of the plight of refugee women. Their job possibilities were limited to picking worms. So I invited a few of my friends to brainstorm and see what could be done to change the situation. After many meetings, we were successful in receiving funds from the federal government to provide a job and language training for immigrant and refugee women. That was the beginning of Focus for Ethnic Women in 1987, which has served more than 2,000 women over the past 28 years. I was the first executive director, and for 15 years, I had the privilege of working with many great women who were board members, staff members, and volunteers. Above all, the women who came to FEW were very special and shared many stories of their strength and resilience. Of course, there were many sad stories too. Stories by abandoned wives who did not want to accept that their husbands had left them because it brought them disgrace. Stories of children becoming too independent too early because they served as interpreters for their parents. Stories of separation from loved ones left behind in their native land. I still remember a woman crying to me that her son was dying of cancer in her home country and she did not have enough money to put her son in a wooden box and bury him. A fundraiser was quickly organized by my church, and she was so thankful that she was able to bury her son in a decent way.
After volunteering with ARI for many years, I can say that she sees the big picture. She's able to recognize needs and she has a vision, but that doesn't mean that she misses the details. If you want to write a grant, she can do that, and you will probably get the money you asked for. I can also say that ARI shows unfailing respect for everyone she deals with, everyone she encounters. She works with passion and compassion, and she never loses her vision or her sense of humor along the way to making our community a better place for all of us.